What's good, everybody? It's your boy Uniqo Williams, and we're back with another episode of Keep It 99 Reviews. And today we're going over Insidious, the Red Door. What up? What up? What up? It's your boy. You know the deal. Please make sure that you like and subscribe because I really do appreciate when you like and subscribe to the channel. Overall 99 Media. It's your boy Uniqo Williams. You can also catch me on Uniqo Williams, UNIQO Williams on YouTube as well. Well, today we are here to revisit the family of Josh and them. All right, we're back with Insidious. This is the 5th installment of the series, and we are revisiting the family from Insidious 1 and Insidious 2. So we got Josh and the gang and his family. We starts off, Josh and younger Dalton, they're going to therapy. And not just any kind of therapy, they're going to suppress their memories. Remember when somebody got their memories suppressed in the earlier and caused some problems? Of course, it's going to cause some problems in this movie. Fast forward 19 years later, we're at the funeral for Lorraine. That's right, that's Josh's mom. And her history of knowing about how all this stuff works. But she passed on. Dalton is a little bit older. You can see that Foster's a little bit older. Callie's a little bit older. Remember baby Callie? Well, everybody's a little bit older, but Dalton, he is college age now. And he's a little moody. You know what I'm saying? I mean, a kid that's gone through what he's gone through in his life um prior to this, being in a coma and all that stuff that he did when he was a kid and going into the further. Well, I think this kind of taking a hit on him, except for the fact that he doesn't remember the further because they went to therapy in order for them to not remember to suppress his memories. So Josh and his son Dalton both, they don't have no idea what's going on. But here's something new. Josh and his wife are divorced. They're divorced now. They are in a divorce. They're in a divorce family situation, and everybody's like feeling some type of way about Josh. I wonder why. It's not because he chased him through a house with a hammer or anything like that, right? Anyway, Dalton, he's in school. He's in the art, and he's been drawing things, and he's looking at a picture that he drew of his grandmother Lorraine, and he's like, "Yo, I think she's hiding secrets. I can see it through this thing that I drew. She just looks like she's hiding something." So we go on and he meets his classmate, or he meets his roommate, who is her name. The name is Chris, but it's a girl. And it's a liberal arts school. So, they were like, hey, I thought this liberal arts, so I just thought to be as liberal as possible. And we can have co-ed dorm and that kind of thing and room. And she's sister girl. Thought that was cool. She's quirky, if you will. She makes friends with Dalton. And he goes on and he goes to his art class, and his teacher's all about looking into the deep. And Josh draws a door. He draws a door. And the more she's basically trying to get him to get his, go deep inside your feelings and memories and things like this, which is effectively kind of undoing the whole suppression thing. That being said, they go to a frat party because Chris is just so crazy. But in the midst of this, we're understanding that Dalton's just not that cool with his dad at all. He's not cool with Josh. He just something must have happened to where he does not like him, but you just can't remember what it is. At any rate, Dalton goes on about his college life and being weird, and he goes into the frat, and boom, he sees a entity of somebody that has had a bad incident. Because we know in the Insidious universe, basically spirits stick around that could have made better decisions. And this frat kid made a very bad decision. And so he's throwing up on the toilet, eventually throws up on Dalton. So what we have here is a situation where Dalton is trying to figure out, he's seeing all these things, but nobody else can see it. But he's digging deeper and deeper and deeper into this whole mystery, if you will. And he just wants to find out what's going on. He taps into his power to astral project and go into the further. And of course, there are things out there that are in the further, but they can also interact with the natural world, with the world that we live in. It can interact. Our homegirl Chris found that out the hard way. But they go through this, and and all of that, and they explain what's going on, which was my favorite part of the movie. My favorite part of the movie was the fact that they would go on to explain why these things are happening and what they do. Now, where did this come from in the first place? We don't really know that, and we can watch all the movies before and kind of come up with the best conjecture that we can come up with. But at the end of the day, nah, it's they don't answer that, but they answer why what's happening now in this movie happened. And this is going to be spoiler free, by the way. I'm not about to tell you everything that happens. Um, but just know, honestly, you know, Dalton's journey to figuring out what's going on with him and what's going on, with his family and all that stuff, and Josh trying to figure out what's going on, what happened. His ex-wife would go on to uh explain this to Josh and what's going on, and they go on an adventure together to try and finally stop this thing. And it's family filled affair, and it's apparently this is the last movie for this franchise. Now, what did I think about this movie? Started off slow. You know, when you get those movies where the character, the protagonist, is just this moody, it's just this moody character to where, they just know, because it reminds me a lot of Boogeyman. If you watch that review, go back and watch the Boogeyman review if you haven't seen it. But, these moody characters where it's just like, life is shame. And they don't miss you in death. People that are dead can't miss you. Like when a movie like that, it's hard for you to like really grasp on. But as the movie would go on, you start to kind of like start getting with Dalton a little bit. I don't think you can really so much as fall in love with the character, but you can fall in love with the storyline as it was going, as it was proceeding. And they did explain why what's happening happened. And that's what I like this movie. But, end of the day, I would say it's amazing. They did plenty of callbacks to the older movies. They definitely did that. And they also, it just tied everything together. And at the end, that's where we definitely saw like it all come to like full circle. Um, I liked it. I liked it. Now, would I go to the movie? See, I happen to be a Premier member at AMC. So, I pay my little fee a month and I can see unlimited movies essentially. So if you have that, go to the movies, enjoy that experience, and get out the house and have a good time. But for anybody else, I would definitely suggest when it does come out on streaming, if you're going on a date or you just chilling, you ain't got nothing to do, definitely check it out. I believe you should check it out. It's an interesting movie. They try and bill it as a horror movie, but it's really not a horror movie. It's more of a psychological thriller, but there is that horror aspect to it, but it's not like anything crazy. A couple of jump scares, but a lot of it was just like, the mind in the mind, and but also like, a little bit of another realm and tying that part of it in. But yeah, for the most part, it was a good movie, and I believe it was much better than Boogeyman for sure. As far as storytelling goes and all that type of stuff, I 100% agree that it's much better than Boogeyman. But I don't know. I do know. Check it out on stream. I like I said, I wouldn't go like see it unless you're like a big fan of the series. Go see it. If you're a Premiere member or something like that, where you get it X amount of movies a week, go check it out. I would do that. But for the most part, when it does come out on streaming, I definitely believe you should watch it. So that's how I feel about Insidious, The Red Door. Definitely check that out. But also check out our channel. Make sure that you like and subscribe. Rock with us. I am Uniqo Williams. Again, you can catch me on YouTube on my personal channel, UNIQO Williams, Uniqo Williams. And then check out the rest of the fam, Blur Cartel, my boy Monray, Afro Kami. Check us out on our socials. I'm Uniqo_Williams, Uniqo, UNIQO_Williams. Check us out there. But I'm sure that a lot of you people are just wondering, what's going on? These guys, who are they supposed to be? But continue asking the questions until you find out.
Who are these niggas?
I holla.